Hello everyone. So UPSC journey la வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா prelims வந்து நமக்கு அந்த gateway to UPSC அப்படினு சொல்லுவோம். And அந்த prelims வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா வந்து நம்ம நிறைய பேர் வந்து அந்த first step நம்ம பாக்கும்போது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஏனா first time we are coming face to face with UPSC. அதனால நிறைய பேருக்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அது எப்படி prepare பண்ணனும், எப்படி approach இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா நமக்கு ஒரு கன்ஃபியூஷனாவே இருக்கும் and ஒரு anticipation இருக்கும், uncertainty இருக்கும். ஓகேங்களா? பட் ஆக்சுவலாக நான் எல்லாத்துக்கிட்டையும் சொல்லுவேன் எக்ஸாம் பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூவில் யூபிஎஸ்சி ப்ரிலிம்ஸ் மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு ஆஸ்பிரண்ட் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லி எக்ஸாமே கிடையாது. ஏன்னா அதில் நிறையாது வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா நம்மளோட காமன் லாஜிக்கை வந்து வச்சே கிளியர் பண்ணிடலாம். ஏன்னா யூபிஎஸ்சி அவங்க நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனை கொடுப்பாங்க எனி பர்சன் வித்தவுட் ஸ்பெஷலைஸ்டு நாலேஜ் வந்து இந்த பேப்பர் அட்டன் பண்ணலாம் அப்படிங்கிறது. ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ இப்போ இந்த ப்ரிலிம்ஸ் பேப்பர் அனலைஸ் பண்ணும்போது நம்ம ஒரு 2-3 ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி யோசிக்கணும். ஓகேங்களா? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி இஸ் யூ டோன்ட் நீட் டு ஆன்சர் ஆல் த 100 கொஷின்ஸ். ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ த நெட் கட் ஆஃப் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன் அண்ட் அரௌண்ட் 50 கொஷின்ஸ். ஸோ ஒரு 75 to 80 யூ ஆர் ஷுர், or if 20 questions go wrong you still end up with 53-54 questions as net. ஓகேங்களா? So I am saying the top cut off. Okay, so இதுக்குள்ள நம்ம இது பண்ணோம். And அதில் will we know all the 80 questions? No, you will not know. ஓகேங்களா? Maximum you will know 30 questions for sure. Then how to manage the remaining 50? Okay, so you will have to use different kinds of logics. So how should I use the different kind of logic, or what are the logic should I apply? So for that you must know how the questions are taken. Okay, so this is part 1. So we will analyze a few previous year question paper and the logic behind this, and we will also see where to be careful in which of the questions. Okay, so welcome. So UPSC PYQ analysis. So this is the first question. Okay, so those who have seen the previous year question discussion of environment, so in the question vandirukku, so which of the following are emissions of thermal power plants? Okay, so it's asked in 2011. Okay, so carbon dioxide, nitrogen and sulfur, so we know this for sure. Okay, so this is a basic question. Okay, now coming to the next. So the same pattern of question was again comes in 2013. Okay, so for those who have attended this question, you will know oxides of, when you analyze this question, you will also know the oxides of nitrogen and sulfur cause acid rain. Okay, so adanala when you come to 2013, okay, so acid rain is caused by so nitrous oxide and sulfur dioxide. So this we know. So okay, if you don't know this, okay, if you don't know this or you are confused, you must know carbon monoxide or pretty much open understanding irukravanga. So carbon monoxide is highly unstable because it reacts faster with carbon dioxide and gets oxidized, reacts faster with oxygen and gets oxidized to carbon dioxide. So presence of carbon monoxide is not possible to cause acid rain, and also carbon dioxide will not cause acid rain because carbon dioxide turns into carbonic acid under oceans or when pressure is applied, not at open atmosphere or open air. Okay, so on the atmospheric pressure la you cannot turn carbon dioxide into carbonic acid and connecting with water. So if you know that logic, you can eliminate all this 3 and then you will end up with only one option. So these are few logics. Okay, okay, this same type of question again it comes in 2014. Okay, so pollutants released by steel industry. So thermal industry and steel industry, they release some common pollutions. So oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, carbon dioxide is released, and if carbon dioxide is released, carbon monoxide will also be released. So ஒரே ஒரு difference na how much carbon monoxide is released. So advanced equipments will release less carbon monoxide, but older equipments will release more carbon monoxide, because you have to understand the basic behind this. So carbon monoxide is released when there is an incomplete combustion. Okay, so not all carbon gets to react with oxygen, so there is an incomplete combustion, so carbon monoxide CO. If all the carbon gets complete oxidation or completely oxidized, so you get another O added, so you get CO2. So carbon monoxide is incomplete combustion, carbon dioxide is complete combustion. Okay, so steel industry all will be reduced. Okay, so this is a logic. So if you analyze the previous question before 2011 and 12, you will be able to answer 2014. Okay, Next, so this is one question. Okay, so there is a okay, so most of you know what communication satellite is. It's a geostationary satellite. Okay, so it's a geosynchronous, which means it is in sync with the particular point of Earth. Okay, and the orbit is, yes, it is circular. Yes, it lies in the planes of Earth equator. Okay, some of us, so see, till this everything is correct. So from the first point to till this, if this is given in miles, it is correct. Okay. So when you analyze the PVQ question papers, whenever there is a number at the end, the unit of that number, UPSC has this practice of playing with this. So instead of 100 billion, they will give 1000 billion. See, first statement correct, second statement correct, third statement correct, fourth statement the last word. You might miss it in the flow. So those are some of the areas you have to be careful with. So last 15 years, so in the Mari, at 4 points, UPSC has kept a check in the number of the last statement. Okay, so except for this, all are correct. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is miles. So 36,000 kilometers. Okay. So this is how you have to analyze the previous year question papers. Okay, so you have to learn from that. So this also you would have seen. So the common logic is, if there is rainforest, so it is full of vegetation, so there is a high chance the soil may be fertile, but sometimes some logics may be out of conventional knowledge. Okay, they may not fall in line. So on the conventional knowledge conventional logic அது வந்து அந்த knowledge வந்து வெளியே இருக்கு. ஓகேங்களா. ஸோ இங்கே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆக்சுவலாக வந்து when the rainforest is removed, it does not degenerate because it does not regenerate because the soil is deficient in nutrients. Okay, so the same question has been asked in 23 or 24. Okay, statement and conclusion method, or statement 1, statement 2. So A is the reason for B and the mari. Okay, so the same question. Okay, so this and this. Okay, so because this is a question, this is the answer, but in 1 year these two have been made into questions. Okay, so அந்த மாதிரி வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா you have to be thorough with each and every of PYQs. So I am just taking the questions from environment. Okay, so you have this repeated multiple years. Okay. Okay, next, so this we have already seen. See, 2011 they have asked a question, so which adds carbon dioxide. So 4 points. இங்கே வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா வந்து ஸோ இங்கே வந்து which of the above. Okay, 2011, 2014. So which of the below, same options. Okay, so if you have studied previous year question paper, so within like this will take hardly 20 seconds. Okay, so 20 seconds you can write an answer correctly and move on. Okay. Okay, now UPSC also has this habit of asking technologies that were very advanced at that time. Okay, so in 2011 Wi-Fi was an advanced technology. So we all had Bluetooth, we all had GPRS, 3G was about to be launched. I think a few companies had launched 3G, but generally in 2011 May, when the exam was happening, 3G was such an advanced technology, same was Wi-Fi. Okay, so because lot of people did not have phones that connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, so appo vandu this was an advanced technology. Okay, so they asked 2011 la Wi-Fi. Same 2017 or I think 2019 la they asked about 4G. Okay, and 2016 la they asked about near field communication. Okay, so everything, see, and the technology will be available, but not widespread. Okay, so it will be available for a few people. So அந்த இடத்துல வந்து you have to know as a UPSC aspirant, because when such a technology comes, those will be written on the paperல அந்த நியூஸ் வந்திருக்கும். ஓகேங்களா, அப்படி வந்த நியூஸை நீங்கள் அப்சர்வ் பண்ணுறீங்களா, are you up to date with the technology also? So that is what UPSC will try to test from you. Okay. Okay, again CFL and LED. So 2011 la CFL was a common technology, but LED was an advanced technology. Today we have LED in everything, but appo vandu LED vandu it was not very common, it was kind of advanced technology. Okay, or it was very costly, so not all people were able to afford it. Okay, and next thing, so இங்கே வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, so they asked about Indian economy. Okay, so always remember, whenever a question comes that something has steadily increased. Okay, something has steadily increased. Okay, so adellame vandu pathinga appadina vandu you have to be careful. Okay, so because steadily increased na, so 1 year it is 5%, 1 year it is 5.5%, 1 year it is 6%. so this is steady increase. 5, 4, 3, 4.5, this is not steady increase. Okay, this is increased year on year, but this is steadily increased. Okay, so both are different. Okay, so mostly if it comes in the steadily increased nu vandaduna, there is a high chance this is wrong. Okay, adhe mari again steadily increase. So in just because most of economic data, so it is so namakku ella data um theriyuma appadina confirm 100% therinjirukanungra idu illa. okayla, so in the steadily increased appadina varumbodhu vandu pathina, so there is a steadily increased or steadily decreased na, because 5 years data கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. Okay, so 5 years there could be fluctuations. Okay, so இது 2011 and நீங்கள் வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா 2008 there was a global economic crisis. Okay, so during global economic crisis GDP might have increased, it might have stayed above 0%. Okay, but steady increase ஆச்சுன்னா there is a high chance it is no. Okay, அதே மாதிரி again per capita income last 5 years again, so 5%, 6% அப்படி increase ஆனது steady increase. ஓகேங்களா, so there is high chance this is wrong. ஸோ இந்த கொஷின் பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, ஸோ கொஷின் பார்க்க பெருசாக இருக்கும், ஆனால் வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா வந்து இது ஆக்சுவலி ரொம்ப ஈஸி. ஸோ எதை பற்றி கேட்டிருக்கோங்கன்னா, தே ஹவ் ஆஸ்க்ட் அபவுட் எலக்ட்ரானிக் வேஸ்ட். ஓகே, ஸோ வென் யூ see this you find a black sheep which is plutonium, because plutonium is not an electronic waste but a radiological waste. ஓகேங்களா, so it is highly radioactive. So electronic waste comes from electronics which we use in our day to day lives. Okay, but plutonium, if you see, it is basically a highly radioactive material. Few grams of plutonium can kill all the people here. Okay, so plutonium is definitely a no. So this is gone, where options where plutonium is there, and you are only left with one option. Okay, so now you might ask, how should we know about plutonium? Because it is a part of nuclear energy generation, and India's energy basket, so we are trying to increase the share of nuclear energy. So you will obviously, when you study about it, neenga uranium, thorium, plutonium alla neenga padipinga. okayla, so adanal varadha, so idanala dhaan na solren. So UPSC doesn't want you to know about all the other things. Okay, they want you to know plutonium is a radioactive material. So in the question la avanga ketirukanga e-waste question. Okay, so adanal dhaan you have to keep an open mind. E-waste na don't only focus on which of the following are e-waste, just see which of following are not e-waste. Okay, so that is one thing. Okay, okay, next 10-degree channel, and in UPSC you have to know the extent of India, the positions, the places where the states are. So what is the extent, what is the length, which is the easternmost, which is the westernmost point, which is the southernmost point on mainland, which is the southernmost point of the Indian territory. So southernmost point na Kanyakumari theriyum, but Indian territory அப்படினா வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா வந்து, so you will have Nicobar la வந்து Indira point. Okay, so similarly this 10-degree channel separates Andaman and Nicobar. 9-degree channel separates Nicobar from Lakshadweep from Maldives, and 8-degree channel separates two island groups of Nicobar, Lakshadweep. Okay, so adellame nama therinju vechukonum. Okay, so UPSC always asks in this. Okay, so you also have or question where you are traveling from one point to other, you have to pass through so and so states. What is the minimum number of states you have to pass? Kollam to Kohima. Okay, and this is a question from history. Okay, so they have asked a question about the places associated with life of Buddha. Okay, so when Buddha was living. Okay, so Buddha lived in 6th century, 5th and 6th century BC. So ipo vandu you have to know like first, second and third Buddhist councils took place in Bihar, in and around Bihar. Fourth took place in Kashmir. So for Buddhism to spread to Kashmir, it took around more than 200 years. Okay, I mean just after the life of Buddha. Okay, and in the question la irundha padina, you know Gandhara is the westernmost Mahajanapatha and Avanti is the southernmost, which is near Maharashtra. Gandhara is near Afghanistan. Okay, present day Kandahar. Okay, so 3 and 4 is the possible points, and Magadha obviously he was associated with, in Kosala it was associated with his life. Okay, Kosala and Magadha. Okay, see, this is a 2014 question. Okay, suppose you are attending UPSC in 2015. Okay, you have revised the question paper. Slide a change பண்ணும்போது, so this options will stay the same. See, now I have changed the slide. So change aanadhe theriyala. Okay, only the order of the options are changing. So see, even the questions are not changing. Okay, புரியுதா? So this is how UPSC will ask. Okay, so idu change avudhu in the kingdom K is capital and small, that is changing. Other than that, only the order of the options is changing. Okay, so there is a high chance, like when you are answering in 2026, there might be questions from 25, 24, 23, all those things, even 2011. Okay, okay. So there are terms. Okay, there are some terminologies like Panchayatan. They have asked in 2014. It is a style of temple construction, and when you start studying about this, you will also study about different styles of temple construction. And UPSC வந்து ஒரு 4 or 5 years down the line இன்னொரு style of temple construction வச்சு they may ask a question. இந்த ரேகா பிரசாதா அப்படின்லாம் இருக்கும். So they may ask from that. Okay, next photosynthesis. Okay, இங்கே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, so you know photosynthesis is nothing but plants take carbon dioxide and water, and in the presence of sunlight they convert it into carbohydrates. Okay, இப்போ food is oxidized to release carbon dioxide and water, that is respiration or metabolism. So this is wrong. Oxygen is taken and carbon dioxide is given, again wrong. So potential energy is released to form free energy is converted into potential energy stored. Okay, இது இந்த ரெண்டு தான் possible options. Okay, now இங்க வந்து பாருங்க, sunlight is free energy, other we are trapping it in this and storing as carbohydrates. So free energy is converted into something and stored. So all the statements are matching. So option is B. இப்படி தான் நம்ம படிக்கணும். ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ ரொம்ப டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக இருக்குது அப்படின்னு don't be bothered. See, UPSC again say they are just asking what you know in a different way. Okay, fine. So this is one classical UPSC question. Okay, see, there are some concern. What is the concern? Environmental, ecological, biological, health concern, no one knows. Regarding nanoparticles of some chemical elements. So what are the chemical elements? Inert gases are, metals are, non-metals are, no idea. Used in the manufacture of various products. So what product? So உங்களுக்கு tires இல்ல cosmetics or food products are still no. It's a broad area. Okay, ஏன்னா the broad area anything is possible. Okay, so அதில் can there be pollution? Because concern கொடுத்துட்டாங்க, so you have to think of negative consequences. Yes, they can accumulate in the soil and contaminate. Yes, they can enter food chains and bioaccumulate. Yes, they can trigger the production of free radicals. எல்லாமே possible. Okay, so இந்த மாதிரி தான் வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா வந்து you have to analyze. Okay, so இந்த test series வந்து நம்ம இப்படி தான் பண்ணுவோம். And test seriesல வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா we will not only see why one option is correct, we will also see why the other 3 or 4 options are wrong. Okay, and test series கான link வந்து கீழே கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஸோ அதை fill பண்ணுங்க. And schedule is given. And இதுக்கு முன்னால் ஒரு வீடியோவில் சுலோச்சனா மேம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா how the test will be conducted அப்படிங்கிறத எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. அதுக்கான லிங்க்கையும் கீழே கொடுக்குறோம். ஓகேங்களா? see, இதில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா வந்து you will be attending around 4000 questions. ஒரு கன்சர்வேட்டிவாக 3 statements per question அப்படின்னு எடுத்துட்டா கூட, or 2 statements per question, or 2.5 statements per question அப்படின்னு எடுத்துட்டா கூட, ஒரு 2 ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு 5 question, ஸோ 2 question 5 ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்னா you will come across 10,000 different statements. Okay, அந்த 10,000 different statementsல even if 200 statements help you in one question correct, so you will get definitely 50 questions correct. ஓகேங்களா? So this is a very conservative estimate. So say 80 questions கரெக்டாக இருக்க வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. 100 questions ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட், sorry, 100 statements per question na you will get 100 question, I mean which is technically not possible. So over promise பண்றதில்ல. Okay, but ஒரு 60 to 70 questions definitely வந்து இந்த test series நீங்கள் அட்டென்ட் பண்ணிங்கன்னா ரிப்பீட்டடாக நீங்கள் when you analyze it you will get it right. Okay, so all the best. So we will be analyzing more, and we will be sharing more, and we will be meeting more. Okay, so keep studying. Always remember, motivation is a one day thing, but discipline and determination is what will carry you throughout. Okay, so keep working on it. Okay, so we will see you in the test series. All the best. Thank you.